Okay. Hello, everybody. It's PsyFerret, the business ferret. And today, we're going to be doing a portfolio review. Which is kind of weird, because I don't usually do that. But hey, today's the day. Today's the day. We're going to do a portfolio review. So, we're actually going to talk about what stocks I'm invested in and what I'm thinking about them so far. And as we take a look at today, there's a lot of red, there's some green, there's some red, there's some more red, there's some more green. Everything's very weird and exciting. So, let's start with taking a look at SPY, just to kind of get an idea of what's going on with the market as a whole. And today was a red day. So, but ironically, despite being a red day, the market is going up. So that's good news, kinda. So it's a mixed bag, which kind of explains my stocks at the moment. It's a mixed bag. So we're gonna just start with the top left over with UBS, then MWA, then NMRK, Nycb, Umpq, XL, and AQN. So let's get started. UBS. News came out yesterday that a 4-person advisor team joins UBS. So that's cool. Does it change anything about me? Nope. Don't care. All right. So with that said, let's go ahead and minimize that and really blow up the charts. We're going to go ahead and switch to a 5-day. Well, 10-day. So first place we're going to start is actually making sure that the weekly trend is on point. Now, because today is Tuesday the 31st, we're going to probably not look too much at this week's. So let's just take a look at last week's. As we can see, it's going up. So that's the good news. Between last week and this week, we are going up, and that's perfect. The EMA is increasing, which is always one of my favorite things. The price is well above the EMA. It's smooth sailing to go into this week. Now, let's take a look at the dailies. We are hovering around this resist line like flies on some things. And kind of makes me nervous. Truth be told, makes me a little nervous. We're going to go ahead and get rid of that. We don't need that anymore. So. Alright. We're shrinking the chart just a little bit. Alright. So as we take a look at it, we're looking at this MACD, and then MACD is actually going down. That makes me really anxious. All things said and done. But again, it was a red day on the market. So the question is, do I think the red for today is because of the market? Or do I think it's because of the fact that this stock is just going down? Now, again, because the stock is set to keep going up weekly, I think this is just be red because it was a red day on the market. Now, if we take a look at the minutes, I do have it set on 5 minutes, just because I find the 1 minute a little rough. So, the stock did go down, but there was some great green action, or good green action here at the end of the last 5 minutes. And the price was actually rising for like the last, half hour? About half hour? So, I'm in this camp of, I'm gonna wait and see with UBS. When it comes to UBS specifically, I think we're gonna be on the wait and see. Because that's really all I can do. But again, I am feeling a little anxious. I might be bag holding this for a little while. All right. Next stock, MWA. All right. MWA, we bought here and we watched the growth. Oh, that was so good. Weeklies, just skyrocket. It's showing red, but the price is still above where it was last week. And we don't even, normally I wouldn't even look at this week, but this MACD is still increasing. So, and with the fact that it was a red day on the market, let's take a look. Oh yes, look at that. Look at that green going at the end of the day. Yep, I'm holding. I'm holding. We holding, boys. We holding MWA. I'm convinced MWA is going to be just fine. It just had a bad day. We tested the resist. Actually, we created this resist line. We're testing it. It'll keep going up. I'm pretty confident. And if it doesn't, well, we sell and cash in some of our profits and go darn. So, I mean, the fact that there is a resist line right here kind of makes me a little anxious, but in the fact that we're hanging out with it, especially since this didn't go up, this MACD histogram didn't change. But when we consider the fact that the MACD line itself went from 0.44 to 0.47, which means that it's still increasing in the distance between the short and intermediate the short-term EMA and the medium-term EMA is still increasing, tells me that we maybe don't have as much momentum, but we still have some. So, and the fact that there was like half of the volume from yesterday makes me think, it doesn't really, like, the market doesn't really agree with this red. This might be some people just locking in some profits. So we'll see how that goes. All right, NMRK, not JK. Thank you. Boys, we moving. Oh shit. Oh, we had a crossover. Oh, the MACD crossover. That is a wonderful signal. Increased volatility with the ATR. Look at that volume. Oh, that's so good. That's what, triple? Just shy of triple. Oh, no. I was thinking quad. 5, 10, 15. It is over triple the volume and it's all green. And it's green. Like, we blew this resist line out of the water. Yeah. There's no... NMRK, get on it now. Because this train is going choo-choo, motherfuckers. That's where we're standing with NMRK. And I mean, look at that. Oh, so good. So pretty. I'm just excited for the idea of this NMRK to have a crossover on the weeklies. No negative news. I wasn't even paying attention to news. Was there any news on MWA? No. All right. NMRK. Looking beautiful. I'm excited. Nycb. Again, with the weeklies, it's going up. Nycb had a really decent day, all things said and done. 1% is not anything this you know, sneer at. The MACD is going up. The MACD histogram is going up. That's good. Even though that MACD line kind of stayed the same, it just tells me that the distance between here and here stayed the same. It's about a 20-cent difference. All fine, all dandy, no big deal. All right. Nycb, I feel pretty good about. Like, it still has some miles to go. But I bought it at $12.50, which is right at that resist line. Go figure. But we closed the day above it. We've had an increase in volume, and it was green, despite the fact that SPY was red. Oh, this makes me feel really good. All things said and done, Nycb, feeling good. Feeling good. Another green day. The only thing that makes me nervous is the fact that it ended red. It had the last candlestick being red for the last 5 minutes. But I'm curious. Just because we can take a look. Zoom in. Here's the last 5 minutes. There was a big dump at the end. Which kind of makes me anxious. But I'm not convinced that there's any real problem. I think, again, some people were just locking in some profits. with a 1% gain throughout the day, like, yeah, no biggie. I would lock in some profits too if I was paying that much attention. So let's move on. UMPQ. UMPQ. No news. I like, oh, whoops, I forgot to look at Nycb and see if there was any news. Oh, there was yesterday. Oh, right, I was reading this yesterday. They got a new VP with like 30 years of experience. Nycb has 30 years of experience, has a new VP with like 30 years of experience. That's actually really good things, which makes sense why this went up today. People just learn the news. All right, UMPQ. Why does that say plus 0.05 today? I'm confused. I mean, the weeklies are telling me, like, with the weeklies as they are right now. Now, granted, today is only Tuesday, so, like, it's not that far. But, with the weeklies as they are, it tells me that we're losing some momentum, which, again, makes me nervous. But it's, again, only Tuesday. And, I don't think it's anything to be terribly afraid of yet. Again, but the cool thing is that this price just rammed into the intermediate EMA. So, I'm actually thinking, oh yeah, and it ended positive. It's got a lot of positive momentum behind it too. At the end of the day, like, what is this, 5, 10, the last what, 30 minutes? Last 30 minutes had an increase in price, which tells me that the Bears got a little greedy, and then the Bulls were like, no, back up. So I'm thinking that tomorrow, assuming nothing catastrophic happens, we're going to see a price increase, and that's kind of exciting. Like, UMPQ, looking good, has some potential. The fact that we're losing some grounds, this is telling me that the Bears have got stronger with the slope on the histogram, right? It's telling me that the Bears got a little stronger, but the volatility is going down, which makes me think that this isn't quite expected. So as far as UMPQ goes, it's a mixed bag. I think there's hope, but I don't know. Like, I wouldn't be wrong to believe that this would be a good time to sell, but with the fact that, one, price is going up, even with the drop between so far, like, it's still, like, the EMA is going up, just not as fast. So, I do think this is fine. It might be a setback. This might be a setback week, but it could also be a week where we just blow it out of the water. I'm actually still invested. I bought it 10 cents under the resist line. I really apparently like buying stocks at the resist line this week. Oof. Rough move. So, I mean, as far as this goes, like, UMPQ has hope, but we'll see. And no bad news. XL had some news from last week. We don't care. That was a week ago. All right. I wanted to believe in you, XL. I did. I was hopeful. I believed. But this histogram is going down. This histogram's going down. I think the price is going to go back down. So I'm thinking we ditch out of XL. It's been a good run, and I appreciate your love, XL. But unless you have... We'll hold it for another day. The reason we're going to say we're going to hold it for another day is because, like, the price started to recover at the end of the day. Now, when it comes to the weeklies on XL, this XL is weird. Because normally, if we're just talking about the EMA, well, nah. This could just be a drop in momentum. I mean, this is obviously a drop in momentum. I don't think the price will go below the short-term EMA. Now that I'm thinking about it, I just don't think that's going to happen. So, and while that short-term EMA is still growing, and like even the MACD line still went up, though clearly not nearly to the same momentum as it was previously. Like this has barely got any momentum. But the EMA, short-term EMA, it did increase. And even the intermediate term increased. XL is in a weird position. Because it could decide to bounce right back up. I mean, if we take a look at the month, like, it's been holding. But I do think we're at a point where it's definitely the bulls have lost some strength. There's not a doubt in my mind. So, like, it's hard to call. It's hard to call. Nah, I think we're having a minor dip. Now that I think about it, I think this is going to be a minor dip, and then it's going to shoot back up. That's how I feel. With what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks of growth? What is this? July 23rd? So, like, it's been growing from here onwards. Like, that's a lot of growth. It's a little hard for me to sit here and say, yeah, no, this is definitely going. I think it, on the one hand, part of me goes, yeah, no, we should start. Actually, you know what? No. Now that I think about it, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm having my greed kick in, and I realize it. So, I know better. This line's not going to pick up. So, XL, it's been a good run. I appreciate your profits. I'm claiming my cash. I mean, with XL, we made 1.64% in like 3 days. That's not bad. I mean, for me, that comes out to like 31 bucks. So, XL, it's been fun. But, you just don't have the momentum to keep going. You just don't have that momentum. You've run out of steam. But that being said, I do think this will be a stock I'll come back to. I do believe that, but right now it's running out of steam. They don't have the go-go juice. AQN. No bad news, so that's fine. Let's not look at the 2 days for that. So, it's kind of flat. That's kind of problematic. Let's go ahead and switch back to 2-week view, just because that's a little too much. All right, when it comes to AQN, this was a gamble from the get-go, and I knew it, and I know that. Also, we can go ahead and zoom the price up so we can get a nice, clear, bigger screen difference. Let's see. I bought at $15.73. Yeah. I believed it for a moment this was an uptrend, but it's not. I was hopeful this was gonna bring good news, but the price being below both the EMAs tells me that this stock is gonna start going down. So we'll be sad. We'll sell my shares, and we're gonna sell it at market open. We lost what? 1.27. So I mean, with the week, with the considerations of where we're at, 1.64 versus 1.27. We're still ending the week positive. Still walking away with a profit, considering I bought both of these at the same time. Yes, it would have been nice for AQN to make money. I wasn't convinced. Like, I was being optimistic. I know that. I was hopeful this would shove things upwards, but I was clearly wrong. Mistakes happen. We get sad. But this was a gamble, and I knew it. So the fact that I lost this gamble kind of tells me, like, yeah. And at the time, I was like, oh, look, it's going up. This is good news. And then it hit a point where it just was like, yeah, no, we can't keep going. It ran out of steam. And you know what? That's okay. It's okay. Mistakes happen. But now is the time where we go, all right, we've seen our mistakes. We're going to learn from them. And we're done. So yeah, that's AQN. Now, because I have a restriction on my account, because I goofed a few times and sold stocks that I technically, that Fidelity was like, hey, you haven't actually purchased them because you got to give settlement time and such. I actually have to wait now for 2 days for these transactions to finish. So I probably won't be able to make any new stock purchases until Friday with the money from XL and AQN. So we're on but we will do another portfolio review tomorrow. So yeah. All right. Well, thanks to everybody for watching. I hope you had a wonderful time. We will be back this evening at about 6 p.m. Mountain Time for some Hollow Knight. In the meantime, have a wonderful day, and I will see you later. Goodbye, everybody.
You know, I mean, when I was younger, I don't know how many songs I half wrote, but never quite finished, and never finished recording, or never even started recording. And no one knows that those songs existed. So it kind of doesn't count until you finish it